Now at 11, the flames have been out for hours, but the aftermath of this morning's I-95 inferno are likely to last for days. We'll tell you what officials are planning to do overnight while you're asleep. Plus a ton of unanswered questions. Now an investigation underway into how this happened. One thing's clear, though, first responders were quick to spring into action, saving lives and working diligently to prevent an environmental disaster. For now, what a nightmare for drivers on 95. It typically sees 160,000 vehicles in one day. Tonight, what we see are trucks bumper to bumper and red brake lights for miles and miles.
And spring returns tomorrow after a taste of early summer warmth today. We'll talk about what that means heading into the weekend coming up.
Now at 11, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, that fiery crash on I-95 this morning has led to a state of emergency. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 11. I'm Sara Sanchez. Here's the very latest for you. Right now, demolition crews are preparing to demolish the Norwalk overpass that was severely damaged early this morning. That fire started involving a car, a tractor trailer, and a tanker truck. It sent flames and smoke high into the sky. This happened at exit 15, just around the corner from the Norwalk firehouse. Those firefighters relied on an environmentally safe foam supplied by a local company, King Industries, to extinguish the flames. Take a look now at the stretch of 95 where this all happened. Tonight and for the next few days, at least, all traffic in both directions is being detoured off the interstate. All lanes northbound and southbound are closed between exits 14 and 15. Take a look at the scene, though, from just a little while ago. Demolition starts in just a couple hours. The hope is the interstate will reopen by next week. But what a day it's been. In the middle of early morning commuter traffic on I-95 in Norwalk, a driver of a car cut off a tractor trailer. Behind that truck, a fuel tanker swerved. What happened next was a fiery crash. Unbelievable images of fuel, 8,500 gallons of it spilled on the interstate, erupted in flames.
I didn't know it was to that extent till after I'd seen the flames.
Sky 61 captured the view of the burned out asphalt. Thankfully and miraculously, no one was seriously hurt.
Eventually just the smoke started getting so much more intense. You could tell something bad had happened up ahead. And eventually from where I was sitting in my car, you could see the flames.
But the fiery crash happened right under an overpass. We're told by DOT was less than 10 years old. That entire overpass unsalvageable.
Pretty much destroyed the bridge. I got to remove the bridge. Hopefully tonight they're going to remove both sides.
12 hours later, state officials held a press conference giving an update on what's next.
That demolition is going to start first thing tomorrow morning, 3 a.m. in the morning. Shearers are going to come lift that bridge out. That could probably take 24 hours or a little longer than that.
After the bridge comes down, crews will have to repave the road.
If all goes well, and monitor this, we should have two-way commuting back on I-95 as early as Monday morning, which is heroic work.
Norwalk fire officials say the environmental impact is minimal. Fire crews absorbed most of the fuel before it got into the sewer system. As far as the vehicles involved in the crash, Fox 61 has learned the tanker was operated by Standard Oil at a Bridgeport. Details about the car's driver aren't being shared. Their car was quickly towed. State police tell us they do have video of the whole incident, and they're investigating. Let's break down the impact, though, of today's fiery crash, beginning with commuters and truck drivers. As we reported, I-95 will stay closed in both directions with detours through at least Monday morning, and drivers are encouraged to avoid the area, of course. Alternatives include Metro North, which is adding service to accommodate commuters, and there are other ways to get where you're going. Cars, SUVs, and minivans can divert to the Merritt Parkway. Commercial vehicles have the option to take I-84, 87, and 684 as alternatives. until I-95 reopens. As for the impact on the community, Norwalk's mayor announced all public schools will be closed tomorrow while the demolition work goes on. And tonight, crews are working to restore power, phone, cable, and internet service because that was disrupted when the flames burned out the cables and wires that use that overpass to link neighborhoods north and south of the interstate. So much impacted here. On Capitol Hill today, U.S. Senator Chris Murphy asked Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg for his assurance that reopening I-95 will be a top priority for his department.
I just wanted to get your commitment that you'll be working all throughout the day personally and through your staff to make sure that we assess the damage, we get crews out there, and we get the highway and the overpass open as safe as it is possible for commuters and residents.
Absolutely. I spoke to Governor Lamont earlier this morning, and the Federal Highway Administrator is tracking this personally. We'll get PHMSA involved if appropriate, given any spillage that might be in play, and we'll do everything we can to help everybody get back to normal there. We know, and of course have been reminded through experience, just how important a smooth and normal ride on I-95 can be.
As we've reported, demolition work of the overpass is set to begin at 3 a.m., but there's no telling how long that's going to take. I think they can only guess at this point. You'll find more coverage of the fiery crash on I-95 on our free Fox 61 News app. Use the QR code that you see there on your screen, download it, or go to fox61.com 24/7 for new information. As it comes in, we'll bring that to you before we say goodnight. Now to the Weather Watch. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the first check of the forecast. It was quite a warm day out there, Rachel. It was one of those days where you had to open a window or wonder, oh, should I turn the air conditioner on? But you don't want to. It was just hot, you know?
By the time you do, it's already done and over with. I mean, it took so long for us to warm up today with the clouds to start off, but then we finally saw that sun and temperatures took off in the Hartford area. 82 is the warmest day that we've seen so far this year, and about 14 degrees above average, but still about 10 degrees shy of the record. Bridgeport, though, where the clouds lingered longer, well, temperatures were exactly average today. So you guys at the shoreline, southeastern Connecticut, really ended up missing out on today's warmth. But we are all going to be feeling more like spring as we head through the next several days. Taking a look, it's a bit breezy out there, and we're seeing gusts to 18 in Waterbury, close to 25 in Windham, with some cooler temperatures that are starting to stream in. Overnight, we're looking at temperatures tumbling back into the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. And tomorrow we'll see a mix of sun and clouds. So we're going to start with temperatures near 50, by lunchtime near 60, and we're looking at highs between 65 to near 70 as we head through the afternoon. So not as warm as today, but still right around average for this time of year. It'll be very similar on Saturday, and then chilly rain developing Sunday. We'll talk about it. Your full forecast coming up, Sarah.
Thank you, Rachel. New tonight, Hartford police are searching for a driver who crashed into a bicyclist and left them for dead. The hit-and-run crash happened just before 7 tonight at the intersection of Hamilton Street and Francis Avenue. Police tell us the bicyclist was taken to a hospital and died from serious injuries. Anyone has information, Hartford police ask you give them a call. Also new tonight, Norwich firefighters rescued a man who somehow wound up stranded 30 feet down the face of a cliff at Indian Leap Falls. The 57-year-old man had been yelling for help. He wasn't hurt, but couldn't climb back up. Firefighters used ropes to bring him to safety in just 8 minutes. Quick work of it. Police in Southington have arrested a Newington man in connection with a crime spree. They say Ethan Nieves committed several crimes beginning early last year, including thefts of catalytic converters, wheels, ATVs, and he also apparently burglarized local businesses. They're calling Nieves the ringleader in organizing criminal activity statewide. Nieves was released on $85,000 bond. Former President Donald Trump was back in a New York courtroom today in the third week of his criminal trial. On the stand, an attorney who represented Stormy Daniels and the now infamous $130,000 payment. And as Connor Hansen reports, Mr. Trump once again sounded off about the judge's gag order.
I'm not allowed to testify because of an unconstitutional gag order. We're appealing the gag order, and let's see what happens.
Former President Donald Trump in court facing more arguments over whether he violated his gag order. Prosecutors say he should be fined again for making comments about Michael Cohen and others. Trump's lawyers say he needs to defend himself. Judge Juan Merchan didn't rule, but already agreed to fine Trump $9,000 for past social media comments.
If I were Trump, I'd be tempted to just give Judge Merchan a check for about $10,000 every Monday and say this is for this week's violations.
Attorney Keith Davidson was back on the stand. He represented both Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. Prosecutors zeroed in on a deal he worked on with Trump's ex-attorney Michael Cohen, a payment of $130,000 for Daniels not to speak about an alleged affair with Trump. They also went through texts and emails showing Cohen's anger over news articles surfacing about the arrangement in a TV appearance Daniels made. When Trump's lawyers cross-examined Davidson, they portrayed him as a shakedown artist who tried to manipulate celebrities.
A threshold issue in this case is whether Donald Trump lied when his bookkeeper classified the payments to Michael Cohen to Stormy Daniels as a, quote, legal expense.
Lawyer Keith Davidson testified that he never dealt directly with Trump, only with Michael Cohen. Cohen is expected to take the stand later in the trial. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
We have much more coming up here at 11 ahead. Tonight, campus protests over Israel's war in Gaza have spread to yet another New England college, Dartmouth. Students are clashing with police. And in D.C., President Biden sounds off on the chaos happening here and nationwide. And later, we'll take you to a rally at the Capitol for a bill that would force landlords to show just cause for evicting a tenant. But will lawmakers act in time? Rachel.
Comfy, dry weather the next couple of days, but we do have some rain to time out for the weekend. Your full forecast coming up. Fox 61 Weather Watch. Your weather when you need it.
When weather impacts your schedule, your family, and your community, we keep you informed with updates throughout the day. Fox 61 Weather Watch. Your weather when you need it.
At American Eagle, freedom to soar means being able to say yes to the things you want. American Eagle Financial Credit Union. Freedom to soar.
Grandpa gave me the car, said I should talk to you. Did it all myself. Wouldn't change a thing. I think Grandpa would be proud. I have no doubt about it.
For every possibility, there's AAA.
Connecticut's #1 for new country.
Hey, this is Luke Combs.
This is Carrie Underwood.
Hey, this is Thomas Shred. When you hear my music, you know you're listening to Country 92.5. 13 chances to win $1,000 starting weekdays at 9 a.m. with Damon and Amanda Joe.
Country 92.5.
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, on air, online, and on demand.
Welcome back. With chaos on college campuses, President Biden is weighing in, and students supporting Palestinians here in Connecticut remain defiant. First, to Yale University. Check out this video shared by the group Occupy Yale. You can see more than 100 people demonstrating in front of the university president's house last night, wearing masks and chanting. The university says police arrested 4 people, 2 of them students. The protesters say they'll continue to make their voices heard.
We want to be very clear, the more Yale tries to silence us, the louder we're going to be, and the more it energizes us, the more it galvanizes us, the same with all student movements across the country. A lot of people have been calling this the student intifada. We're not going to stop fighting until our demands are met and justice is here.
Police say the protesters were charged with trespassing and disorderly conduct, both misdemeanors, and then released. At Dartmouth, police arrested dozens of protesters on the campus last night and dismantled an encampment. A Dartmouth professor was among those arrested. Nationwide, the number of people arrested in connection with U.S. college campus protests in support of Palestinians has now topped 2,000. That's according to a tally by the Associated Press. And as Christina Coleman shows us, President Biden today drew a line between freedom of speech and demonstrations that break the law.
Anarchy at Portland State University.
as anti-Israel protesters charged at police, rushing officers who were clearing the school's library occupied by demonstrators since Monday. At least a dozen arrests were made. 4 of those were not students at the school. Portland police say the library has now been cleared, noting they found what appear to be improvised weapons, including ball bearings and DIY armor. None of these were used on police. Overnight at UCLA, more than 200 anti-Israel protesters were arrested after law enforcement stormed the encampment, dismantling barriers, taking down tents, and unmasking demonstrators who are now potentially facing multiple charges.
Failure to disperse, not obeying officers' commands, trespassing.
The officers have pushed back and pushed through the encampment using tear gas, using flash bombs. As far as I'm aware, they had snipers on voice. It's a complete overreaction.
On Wednesday, 20 arrests were made at Tulane University. Protesters at Dartmouth clashed with officers in riot gear, and 4 demonstrators were arrested at Yale. Today, at the University of Chicago, protesters laid out a long list of demands that extend beyond the conflict in Israel and Gaza.
We also demand that U Chicago divest from all interrelated forces of death and violence in which it is currently complicit, especially fossil fuel production.
Counter-protests continue as well. At UPenn, 1 man was arrested for spraying stink spray on protester tents. But in Alabama, some agreement between both sides as pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian demonstrators joined together in a profane anti-Joe Biden chant. A total of 210 people were arrested during the protests here at UCLA since Wednesday night, according to LAPD, for failure to disperse. Reporting in Los Angeles, Christina Coleman, Fox News.
Well, now the U.S. Department of Education has begun an investigation into complaints filed at both Columbia and Emory universities of anti-Muslim discrimination. Students filed the complaints with the department's Office of Civil Rights, claiming they were harassed, doxxed, and treated differently because they were Muslim or showed support for Palestinians.
Now, the Fox 61 Weather Watch with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
Today was kind of like a Polaroid. We had to wait for it to develop. We started off the day with a lot of clouds, but it took almost all day for those clouds to break for parts of the shoreline, and especially in southeastern Connecticut, where you could see the coolest temperatures. 58 in Groton versus 82 in Windsor Locks. 2 different seasons in Connecticut in one day, which is pretty common this time of year, but we're all going to be feeling like we're going back to spring as we head into the day tomorrow. So looking ahead, it will be cooler, but certainly not cold. Temperatures will just be returning to average for this time of year. We'll also see more clouds tomorrow afternoon compared to what we had out there today. And it also looks nice heading into Saturday, which is the pick of the weekend, but we'll see some rain return as we head into the second half of the weekend. Sunday is not looking so great. High temperatures will only be in the 50s, so it'll feel pretty raw, and we'll see some showers developing in the morning that could transition over to some steadier rain by afternoon or evening. But that chill doesn't last long either. We're warm again as we head into early next week. Here's a look at low temperatures tonight, falling back into the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. Tomorrow we'll see a mix of sun and clouds, highs between 65 to right around 70 degrees inland, but closer to 60 for the shoreline. So it will again be cooler at the beaches than it will be for inland areas, but that's still near average. So noticing tomorrow, we see that mix of clouds and sun. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And now I want to fast forward to the weekend. So Saturday, we're waking up to blue skies. So we love what we have here. Heading into the afternoon, we'll see some additional clouds begin to mix in. And then as we head into later Saturday night and Sunday morning, we'll start to see some of those showers developing. So this is Sunday at 8 a.m. It's chilly. We're starting the day off with temperatures in the 40s, cloudy skies, and a few showers out there. And that rain could become a bit steadier as we head through the afternoon or evening. If that happens, the temperature I have here might actually be too warm. So here's a look at the weekend forecast. So Saturday, we're looking at similar temperatures to tomorrow. We'll see sunshine followed by increasing clouds. It's the pick of the weekend. Then on Sunday, Sunday, we'll see those showers developing. It'll be cloudy and cool and wet. Look at these numbers, especially compared to what we were dealing with outside today. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast, and notice it's just a 1-day dip in the temperatures, and then our trend of beautiful Mondays continues. We're looking at highs in the upper 70s on Monday, near 80 for Tuesday of next week, and showers returning as we head towards this time next week. Sarah.
I really do keep thinking about people who have to work the weekends and then have Monday and Tuesday off. How nice for them. Well, still ahead here on the Fox 61 News at 11. We learned tonight of a Connecticut boy named Lincoln who's waiting for a heart transplant, and as a result, his entire family needs your help. Their story and much more still ahead tonight at 11. We'll also take you to a construction site in East Hartford where houses were built entirely by women. Stay with Connecticut's news station.
No matter what time you wake up, start your day with Fox 61.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Get 3.99% APR for 60 months or up to $2,000 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Experience 5-star savings on our top-rated items today at Raymore and Flanagan. Save up to $1,200 on sectionals, including top-rated Modular 1, up to $700 on dining sets, and up to $800 on bedroom sets. Customer favorites are on sale throughout the store, including top mattress brands. Or enjoy 72 months, no interest financing, and free next-day mattress delivery, so you can sleep better by tomorrow night. Get deep discounts on top-rated items today at Raymore and Flanagan.
Dan, these Nicolac paving stones look amazing.
Yeah, they're supposed to last for generations, but who knows?
I have a time machine if you want to find out.
All right. What? We said no kids. What changed?
You know what hasn't changed? The color on these Nicolac paving stones.
Mom, of course you can move in with us.
Wait, what?
Look on the bright side. The Nicolac paving stones still look amazing.
Nicolac paving stones with Paver Shield. Ask for it by name. You'll see the difference.
Fox 61 Weather Watch. Your weather when you need it.
When weather impacts your schedule,
You'll have to bring any outdoor activities indoors.
your family,
Here's a first look at your bus stop forecast.
and your community.
We may have some flooding of rivers, streams.
The Fox 61 Weather Watch team keeps you informed throughout the day. Steady heavy rain with updates and forecasts that help you make the decisions that matter most. Fox 61 Weather Watch. Your weather when you need it.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Get 3.99% APR for 60 months or up to $2,000 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
This summer, a family trivia competition where brains and balls collide. Avoid the splash. Get the cash. It's television's ballsiest quiz show.
Why are they risking you?
She's the oldest. She's had enough time to live.
The Quiz with Balls premieres Tuesday, May 28th.
Who said size doesn't matter?
On Fox.
Welcome back. The folks at GoFundMe reached out to Fox 61 tonight asking if we could share two stories that have attracted a lot of attention. The first one is about a student at the University of Hartford named Sequoia. Last month, she and a classmate, Noah, took off on their scooters from the campus in West Hartford when a truck hit them, and then the driver kept going. Sequoia suffered a bruised lung, 3 fractured ribs, and an injury to her skull. $3,600 has been raised so far to help the South African student recover from her trauma and replace everything damaged in the crash. The other GoFundMe story is about a Connecticut boy named Lincoln who learned in February he has an enlarged heart. His condition has since deteriorated, and now he's on a wait list for a new heart at a hospital in Boston. And his mom has had to leave behind his dad and sister to keep watch over him while dad works and takes care of their youngest and their dog. The GoFundMe to support the family has raised $129,000 so far. You'll find both at the links page on fox61.com. Go help them out. Advocates rallied at the state capitol today, pushing for legislators to pass the Just Cause Evictions bill. The proposed bill would end so-called no-fault evictions and require landlords to show just cause for evicting a tenant. Housing rights advocates say no-fault evictions allow landlords to remove tenants and then increase the rent. Advocates today denounced the rapid loss of affordable housing, largely due to corporate consolidation of rental housing, which especially impacts non-English speaking tenants.
I'm here today representing all those who could not make it today because they have to be at work, because they have to pay the rent. We are here to give an urgent call to action to our legislators that they need to pass this bill now. No matter what they do, we are going to keep fighting because we are stronger than ever. We are more united than ever.
Although leaders in the Senate have indicated support for the bill, they have not yet raised it for a vote with just 1 week left in the year's legislative session. East Hartford celebrating a home building milestone. 10 net zero energy homes will be built at the development on Burnside Avenue. The emphasis today was on women who build. The Habitat for Humanity of North Central Connecticut has staff and volunteers at the ceremony who are ready to turn the organization's vision into a reality. Good group there. Coming up next here on the news at 11, have you ever received a text message telling you about an outstanding bill for driving through an electronic toll? Well, hold off on clicking that link because that bill might not be real. We'll verify next on Connecticut's news station.
Experience 5-star savings on our top-rated items today at Raymore and Flanagan. Save up to $1,200 on sectionals, including top-rated Modular 1, up to $700 on dining sets, and up to $800 on bedroom sets. Customer favorites are on sale throughout the store, including top mattress brands, or enjoy 72 months no-interest financing and free next-day mattress delivery so you can sleep better by tomorrow night. Get deep discounts on top-rated items today at Raymore and Flanagan.
Being nosy is a good thing, like if you're installing a pool, or a fence, or your neighbors are having work done. Natural gas runs underground, along rights of way and into our homes. So before digging, call 811. Your local gas provider will send someone out to mark the location of the pipeline. So remember, know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. It's the law. Being nosy can keep you safe. From the member companies of the Northeast Gas Association.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
With any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, and batteries never need charging.
I was having a stroke, and I was scared to death.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Life Alert is a lifesaver.
My husband is alive because of Life Alert.
Life Alert is the lifesaver to keep me out of assisted living.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-710-1914. That's 1-800-710-1914. Call now, 1-800-710-1914.
Fox 61 Weather Watch, your weather when you need it.
If you've recently driven through tolls in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and other states, you may have received text messages about outstanding toll payments with a hefty fee attached. But are those text messages real or a scam? Ariane Detil verifies.
Have you ever received a text like this one? It claims you have an outstanding toll balance and that you must pay it to avoid a $50 late fee. The message prompts the recipient to click a link to pay the balance. Many people on social media have questioned whether the texts are legit. So let's verify using these sources. In an alert on its website, the FBI says its Internet Crime Complaint Center has received over 2,000 complaints about the messages since March. The BBB also says it has received several reports about the suspicious text, with multiple complaints from people who say they received a text message about tolls in a state they hadn't traveled to. Several government organizations and toll agencies across the country, like EasyPass and SunPass, have also issued warnings about the suspicious text, saying scammers can use the link to steal your personal information. The Easy Pass warns customers not to click on any links or call any phone numbers in the message. So we can verify, no. Text messages about an outstanding toll balance are not legitimate. They're scams. The scam texts also typically have multiple red flags that indicate they're not legitimate. One text shared with Verify claims to come from Ohio Toll Services, but the message was sent from a Canadian 306 area code. The link for the recipient to pay has the URL sunpasstollservices.com. That is also a red flag. While SunPass is a legit toll collection company, it's only used in Florida, not Ohio. So if you ever receive a text like this, don't click the link. It's a scam. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
And you can report text scams on the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center's website. You can also report it to the Better Business Bureau's scam tracker. Most importantly, delete the message and block the number. Still to come here on the news at 11, we have an update next on our top story, that fiery crash on I-95, and what's to come as a result, so stay with us.
Major League Baseball, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Besides the purchase of your home, your car is often your next largest investment. Protect it well with a single or multi-car garage built by Carefree Small Buildings.
Carefree Small Buildings, imagine that.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation. That's right, half off your entire project. You can save thousands. Empire's 50-50-50 sale won't last long. Don't miss 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
The journey back from an injury, accident, or illness can be a long one. But when your independence is at stake, you need a resource you can rely on. A strong shoulder, a steady hand, a proven expert. Gaylord Specialty Healthcare is a rehabilitation system that's always here, always ready. Regardless of what's going on in the world, Gaylord will help you navigate your world every step of the way.
He said, she said, she wants a she shed, pottery studio, chicken coop. Imagine that. Visit carefreebuildings.com. It's all right here.
Carefree Small Buildings, imagine that.
Now let's recap tonight's breaking news story, the fiery crash on I-95. The interstate will remain closed in both directions between exits 15 and 14 in Norwalk until at least Monday. Demolition of the overpass where that crash happened will begin at 3 a.m. The crash early this morning involved the drivers of a car, a tractor trailer, and a fuel tanker. Fortunately, everyone survived. No one was seriously hurt. It's pretty miraculous. Police are investigating with the help of video captured at the moment of impact. So far, no environmental concerns thanks to a foam used by firefighters and the closure of sewer drains, which prevented leaking of gasoline into the water supply. Governor Ned Lamont has declared a state of emergency after joining local officials who say their goal is to get the highway reopened as soon as possible. And in the meantime, Norwalk schools will be closed tomorrow. Phone, cable, and internet service that was disrupted by the crash is being restored. Commuters are urged to take Metro North, and all drivers should avoid Norwalk, at least for now. For updates on this breaking news and other local news happening in our neighborhood, head to fox61.com. You can download the free Fox 61 News app. Of course, we'll be following it all morning long on our morning show.
What a mess.
It was quite the mess. And I will say, you know, pivoting to weather here, it is kind of nice. There's no drenching storm happening within the next 24 hours, right? So crews can have some good conditions to clean things up.
We're not looking at anything to make that worse, so that is absolutely a good point. Tomorrow, we're going to start off the day with a mix of clouds and sun, temperatures beginning near 50, and by the time the kids are heading off the bus, we're looking at temperatures that will be in the 60s to near 70 degrees. So not as warm as today, but still right around average for this time of year. We'll take it. We'll start the day off Saturday with lots of sun, but we'll finish with clouds and a rising chance for showers as we head into your Sunday. Sunday is not looking like a great day, but
we've got Saturday, and we've got Monday.
There's always
for
Monday.
you to make you feel better. So
Yeah.
overall, mostly nice days in the forecast.
We got a lot of questions about that crash tomorrow, though. We want to know more about those drivers. That's my big question, and they haven't released any information, but hopefully we'll get to the bottom of that tomorrow. So check in tomorrow night. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.
The latest weather and traffic from your hometown all morning long. Fox 61, Connecticut's news station. Available on air, online, and on demand.
Enjoy a warm